Name's Ernie.
Ernie.
I'd like to hear your stand on the Second Amendment.
I support the Second Amendment. I have always supported the Second Amendment. I believe in all of the individual rights. I believe that we have to do more to restore those rights for law-abiding citizens in the state of New York. I don't think the governor cares for your Second Amendment, and quite frankly, these days, I don't think he really likes your First Amendment either. And let me tell you this. But that doesn't dismiss our responsibility to provide for public safety. And one of the things we haven't done, whether it's the SAFE Act or some other legislation, we aren't safer. We still have shootings in our communities. We still have those living in violence. We still have those who are dealing with great trauma who aren't getting the help they need. And we see them acting out in violent ways every day. We have to do more. So let me tell you what I do in my county, okay? Number one, we train law enforcement. Our police officers in Dutchess County get crisis intervention training and mental health first aid because they're the first line of defense to provide not only for our safety, but for the help those people need. In all the schools that want them, we provide a school resource officer, not only for security, that's important, but they become the first line of communication between a troubled kid and the help that they need. So with CIT and mental health first aid, these men and women get to see and identify those kids who are living with trauma. Let me also say, I don't believe that teachers should be armed. They need to teach. Teachers need to teach. But every building should have safety and security in it. Where are our most vulnerable during most of the day, most of the year, most of the time, but in a school building? So having a school resource officer there should happen. I'll get to you, I promise. New York State has the resources to do it. We have state police officers. We have other law enforcement entities that if we give them mental health first aid, crisis intervention training, they can be helpful. In Dutchess County, we teach our teachers mental health first aid. Then we can identify those kids who are living in traumatic scenarios, right? The other thing we do, I know this is getting long, and it was a very short question, so I already broke my rule, but the other thing we have is our 24-hour, 7-day-a-week mental health helpline. Every county in the state should have a localized helpline. Why? Because we know the people we need to interact with. You need to have a local person at the other end of the phone. You can call or text, get one of our mental health professionals to help. We have a mobile intervention team. Every county should have one. Several counties do. This one does. Where we go out to the scene. We'll go to a school that they may want to teach about mental health issues. We'll go to where the addicts are to provide the assistance. We'll deal with those in your own home if one of your family members is dealing with some mental health or traumatic scenario. And then we open our stabilization center, which is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You walk through that door, we provide you help. Or we'll bring you there to provide you help. Why? Because if we don't start supporting humanity, actually dealing with the root causes of violence and trauma, we are going to continue to see violence and trauma. So our goal in Dutchess has always been, and we're not perfect, but our goal has been able to provide those services. And I think more than anybody, this governor has a problem with just checking a box and moving on. In fact, his new campaign logo is check a box. You don't make communities safer by checking a box. This governor, dating back from his father to today, has helped to dismantle mental health services in the state of New York. We need to do more to acknowledge that there are those who will act out against themselves or others, and we ought to be providing the help they need, not checking a box with some legislation passed in the middle of the night. Okay? I promised, I said